Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That's how it is. Okay. Today is a very interesting subject. Good morning. Today we're going to talk about the things that surround us and their power, and how to make sure that those things are powerful and in our favor. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because we spend morning. Is because we spend a lot of effort on bettering our energy, on preserving our energy, increasing our energy, and sometimes we don't know where our energy goes. And very often our energy is wasted on things that are around us, on items that are around us, and certain things that we can actually alter, right? So that's why I wanted to talk about it, because we do talk a lot about energy, but the energy is but sometimes we don't know where like we wouldn't even expect that the energy could be going towards something that we couldn't even imagine. So you all know, thank you, you all know that that I love history, and so I don't only like history, I like different kind of legends. So I used to read this book about cursed jewelry, and I really enjoyed it, kind of. And since then, I have this kind of fear of secondhand jewelry. So even though I like this historic kind of jewelry, I don't buy it. So I like to observe it. I like to look at it, but I don't buy it now. Why? Because I read a whole bunch of legends, and you probably heard about legends, like you probably heard about Hope Diamond, the diamond that everybody who possessed the diamond actually died, or in their families also. There is also stories about Orlov's diamond, that it's black diamond, and the same thing happened. So everybody who possessed it committed suicide. So there's just a belief about it. Now, it says that they split it into three, and nobody knows who has them now. So we can't track kind of what happened to those to people who owned it, right? So this is just some diamonds that you probably heard about. Now I was reading about jewelry that were owned in yes, the houses too, in Imperial Russia, right? So there were also aristocrats and counts, and they had jewelry that were given to different generations, on and on and on. And those jewelry, some of those jewelry are believed to be cursed. Like there was Count Mishersky, and they had these earrings, chandelier earrings with huge diamonds, and it believed that if a woman is betraying her husband, it will be known. So it will these earrings will punish her, kind of. And it says that Pushkin, he was like a famous Russian poet. He heard about this story, so he took the earrings, and he made his wife wear them because he was very jealous of her. This is like a known fact. But it turned out a little different. So he was cheating on her, and like within a couple months or so, he was killed on a duel. I'm just sharing these stories because probably a lot of people know them. These are like well-known stories. There are stories that are not so well-known, but what I want to say is that these stories are probably not just an empty rumors. There must be something to that. And I do believe that jewelry do carry energy because they have stones. Stones carry energy. And when we will talk about stones and oils, we will talk about this more. But we not only have jewelry, we have other stuff. We have books, we have clothes. Like I especially wore this dress today on purpose. I bought this dress maybe a couple of years ago, and I loved this dress when I bought it. I thought it was super cute, but I couldn't close it. No matter how skinny I became, it's just I couldn't close it. So today I decided if if I wouldn't be able to put it on, it's gone, because it was like draining my energy little by little. Every time I see it, and I'm like, when will it happen? When will I wear it? So, so basically, we're going to talk about this, about the things. Um, so um, let's start, right? I will start with myself. So I used to live in New York, and when I moved to New York in the beginning, I had this admirer. He bought me this huge bear. So the bear was like a sitting bear, and he was very huge. So I didn't have much furniture at that time. I put the bear in the corner of the couch, and he was like very fluffy, this bear. So every time I would lay on the couch, I would lay in the bear, and I would feel very cozy. I would feel really good. I would feel very like, I don't know, like I'm hugged or something. So I love that bear, and I love that corner very much. So I spent a lot of time in that corner. Now, then I started dating. Like, you probably watch my dating yes or no, the dialogue, and I was telling that I went on a lot of dates. So every time the date would go wrong, I would come home, I would lay on my bed and start crying or being upset or something. At that time, I used to cry a lot. So that bear had so much tears of mine. And basically, there was not much happiness in that bear, but a lot of tears. So couple of years passed, and I realized that every time I would lay on my bear, so then kind of my life became more active. So I wouldn't be spending much time on my couch. I would spend more time in real life, living actually. I was working. I was having my own um, kind of business there. So, and then I was working. So I didn't. But I found out that I didn't want to lay on the bear that much. I wouldn't even want to lay on the couch that much. And I was like, why? I mean, did they get tired? Did they grow out of that bear? Like, what's happening? And then a couple times I would lay, and I would just, I never really watch TV, but I would watch something on the computer, and I would just lay. And I start to and realize that every time I lay on that bear, my mood would go down. At first, I thought maybe it was something maybe I'm watching a sad movie, maybe something is bothering me. But almost every time I lay on the bed, I would start to cry at one time. So I basically I stopped. I started ignoring the bear. I would never like lay on him. So when then I decided maybe I need to wash my bear, and maybe it will change. So I took the bear, I washed it. It was so huge, so I had to take it to a special like like a laundromat. So they would wash it in a big washer. So they washed the bear, and the bear was okay, but still there was this feelings. It was easier, but still there were this feelings, kind of weird feelings about the bear. So, long story short, when I started working with energy, I basically give away the bear. I give it to Salvation Army, and that's it. So I couldn't, didn't have stomach to throw him away, but I give him away. Now, and when I work with energy, I actually cleaned him before I give him away. So don't think that I actually put him on salt for some time, so he would be clean. So this is my story, and I just a small story how just one item in my household, a bear, was influencing my mood, my emotions, and my feelings. How first I was charging it with this energy of sadness, and then I was basically taking this sadness back. So just one example. This is just one bear. So I had other items, right? So now why is this important? I think this is very important for everybody who doesn't live in nomad kind of styles, who has some kind of possessions, who has families, and who has possessions from themselves and from others. So it's important to know, even if you have 2-3 items, you need to make sure that those items are power items and not not your weakness. So yeah. So anything physical that is in your space, it carries energy, and you need to make sure that the energy is good. Like, for example, I hardly ever use furniture or used anything. Really, I don't buy nothing used. I would rather have something new, but it would be just mine, than I would have something used. Like, and I'm strong. I can neutralize the energy, but for some reason, I'm okay with. Um, like I would rather have less, but it would be mine than a lot, and it would not be mine. I don't say that you shouldn't be. I mean, obviously, recycling is a great thing, and I encourage you all to recycle. But I would be cautious about what you're recycling and where it's coming from, and you need to clean it. So when I at one point when I started to work with energy, so I lived in New York for 10 years in one apartment. And within 10 years, you kind of collect stuff, whether you want it or not. Even though I'm very minimalistic, I still collected some stuff. And sometimes we don't, we just avoid dealing with stuff. So you kind of have this thing and you're like, okay, maybe I'll use it. Maybe I'll use it. Maybe I will sell it. Maybe I'll give it to somebody. And this thing is just staying and staying and staying. Without you knowing it, that thing is actually takes little by little of your energy. Now, you will say, why would it take the energy? Well, because every time you see it, you start thinking. It's like unfinished business. You're like, okay, I need to do something with this. I need to put it somewhere. I need to finish it somehow. So it's like unfinished book or unfinished project. It takes your energy little by little. You see, when you put an intention on something that you're going to do, your mind opens like a new project, and when the project is not finished, the mind is lost. So it has this project like on a shelf. It's not finished, it's not canceled, it's just there hanging and takes little by little energy. So I already spoke about this. All your projects, all your I have to do, you either need to put it a time frame, or you need to or you cancel it out. So you decide, I'm not doing it, or finish it like soon. So the same with things. So if those things are laying and they just laying and doing nothing, they little by little they taking your energy. They're not taking massive amounts of energy, but little by little they do. And if you have a lot of these things, it's just like you're not wasting much of your energy. But if you have hundreds of items like this, all of them are draining energy little by little, and at one point you will realize that you don't want to come to your place, like you don't feel good, because you won't be feeling inspired. You will feel like you getting drained in your own space of power. So that's basically it. So when I start working with energy, when I was just a Reiki practitioner, so I just started. Our task very often was to clean the space. So I remember I was doing this. My task was to throw from every room 15 items. And I went like it was my first time, and I was just throwing things out. And I went really, like, I was throwing more than 15 items. I went like 50 items from every room. Apparently, there was so many things that I really didn't need, didn't bring me happiness, and they were just sitting there. I just didn't have the, like it was not in my mind to throw them away or to place them in good hands or do something with them too. So they were basically collecting dust. They were and why we asked to do that? Because you need to clean the space for the energy. Energy needs to move like constantly. And if you have these items that are just sitting there, your energy becomes stagnant. In the apartment becomes stagnant. So the first thing that we do when we become Reiki practitioner, we clean ourselves and clean the space. I think that's all you do on the first level. And to clean the space, you need to make sure that it's physically clean. Like you could not move energy in the space if there is a lot of stagnant energy, if there is like dust like this in the corners. So you need to make sure that that all the items are moved. So all the items in the apartment, in the house, whenever you live, has to be moved at least once a year. So somehow moved. And if it's not, it collects stagnant energy, and it's not always the best one. So that was basically what I was doing. I had to clean the apartment. It was my task, and I did, and I liked it very much. Then I stopped because it was not a task anymore. And the more you work with energy, the more it pushes you to a new level. And at one point, I realized that my apartment was filled with insects. They were not cockroaches, they were not ants, they were just these bugs. I'm not sure where they were coming from. Remember, I was not in Florida, I was in New York. Plus, I had mice. Now, occasionally, I mean, those who lived in New York, they know. Occasionally, you do have some mouse here and there. They just run through. But I started having mice like all the time, and it was not the only one. It was like they were like almost camping there in my apartment, and I had a big apartment, so I understand that something was wrong. So apparently, so this is the thing: when the energy in your place of living is dirty, you start fighting, you start arguing. Even if you live by yourself, you would talk on the phone and you would start arguing, and you don't know why. So that's when the energy is clean. When the energy is stagnant, you will start having this instinct. You understand, the little bugs, mice, um, cockroaches, probably. So anything that bothers you, but it's not really, it doesn't make you angry, but it bothers you. So this is stagnant energy. If you have those, that means that your energy is stagnant. That means that you are ready to move, but something doesn't allow you to move. So you need to move. So I started cleaning really, really, like seriously cleaning. I cleaned every single corner in that apartment, like really, really good. I threw away everything that didn't serve me, and I think it took me only a year until I moved. So I pushed the energy around. I cleaned the energy. I cleaned the corners. I let the energy not be stagnant, but I freed it kind of. So basically, I freed my own energy, and I was able to move. I was able to start moving in life also. So if you have any of those problems, you need to start cleaning the apartment. About cleaning the apartment, I speak often, and the 29th lunar day is going to be on Tuesday. It would be perfect day to clean it. Now, if you want, I will, in the description of this video, I will leave the link to the post on the Instagram where there's step by step how to clean the space and do it. Now, you don't have to do it every month like I do, but you can do it at least once in a while. So this would be about to clean, right? To clean your space. Now, but to clean the space, energetically clean the space is one thing. Another thing is to remove everything that's blocking that energy, and that's what we're going to do today. So. So make sure that your energy is not stagnant, and make sure that your energy is not dirty. So what do you need to do to make sure that your space is clean? But before I start that, I want to tell you one story. So one thing is the items that we have in our possession. So the ones that we bought ourselves, the ones that we got ourselves. Another story is inherited items. Now, because I'm living here, I kind of I don't have much that I inherited from my grandparents or anybody, because I live here for a long time. So fortunately, or maybe unfortunate, I don't have any possessions that they belong to my family, my grandparents. Now, I do have a few items, and I'm going to show you. You need to make sure that those items that you inherited, that your parents or maybe grandparents are giving you, they carry the good energy. Remember, our families are very strong, and we get energy from them as well, especially from our, like, if we're women, we get from our mothers a lot, and from the mother's channel, so our mother, her mother, and like this. So anything you get from these people, you need to make sure that they that this is a clean energy. So so we'll start with that. So I will tell you one story, and we will talk about inherited items for a little bit. The thing is that sometimes our families might think that these items carry power, but they might not sometimes. Now, there is our energy, there is collective energy, and then there is family energy. Family energy is rather strong. Our energy is strong, collective energy is strong, but family energy is very strong for us, because we kind of inherit it. I don't much believe in that our roots can influence us. I believe that we can influence our roots. So, for example, if let's say my family has this problem with finances, because at one point my rich relatives were killed, my rich ancestors, I can fix it for them. So I can fix it for myself and for every generation behind me. Now, but still, if I get items from them, that means that I'm accepting the energy as well. So I will tell you one story. This story doesn't belong to me. This story was belonging to my mentor. So her, I think everybody had some ancestors that were in the war or in some other kind of, like my grandparents were not in the war because they were very young, but I had great grandparents that were. So her grandfather went to war and he died there. He died and he was a hero. So he had medals, and his wife, her grandmother, always kept his uniform. So whatever his uniform was, so I guess there was like a few of them, and she always kept it. And she loved him very much. So what she was doing with that uniform, every time she would get it out, she would sit with it and cry and kind of remember him and cry and cry and cry. So this was very sad uniform, and she kind of admired her husband very much and admired that he kind of sacrificed his life for victory. But yet it was making her sad because she lost her husband. Obviously, I understand her. So she would cry and cry every time she would feel sad. She would just get it out and sit and cry there by herself. And when she became like super frail, she asked my mentor to keep this uniform and pass it on to her children, so people, that future generations won't forget the sacrifice that he did for the country and for them. So my mentor took it without any thought, put it like in a nice paper and in her wardrobe. And she started noticing that she would become sad. She started having, because she was also a Reiki master, she was my mentor, she was working with energy. She started getting nightmares. So she would have nightmares about war, about like her grandparents would come up. And at first she was like, she thought that maybe it was just the memories, maybe because of her grandmother, because she was thinking about her, maybe it was that. But those nightmares would not stop for months and months, and they were just going on and on and on, and she was becoming very sad, and she couldn't do nothing. So she would clean herself, but then she would become sad again and again and again, until at one point she spoke to her master. I guess every master has a master, kind of, because Reiki is given from person to person. So, and her master said, were there any new items that you purchased, or maybe that you got into your house now? And she told him about this the story, the uniform. So basically what happened, I'm not going to give you all the details, but what happened is, the grandmother, through years, I mean, it was almost 60 years. She was feeling this uniform with sadness, with tears, and with pain, right? Everything that was like bad in her, like not in her, but everything she felt bad about losing the husband, about having problems, about all this, basically went into this uniform. And when her granddaughter took it over, that's what she started feeling. What happened with the uniform? She gave it to the museum. So she and her master cleaned it as much as they could, and they gave it to the museum of. I think there's a lot of museums really of war and everything. So they gave it to the museum. It was like a very good uniform, so they gave it to the museum. And I think it was a better place for it than to keep it in the family. So I want to say that inherited items are powerful. They're very, very powerful, and you don't know what they're carrying. You need to make sure that they carry something good. So I will show you what I have inherited, kind of, and then I will tell you what to do with the stuff and how to make sure that the stuff that you have is only empowering you. So I have a few items. I have this cutest like a like a scarf. This is from my grandmother. So she was not really my grandmother. She was a sister of my grandfather. But because she never remarried, she was like a grandmother, like a third grandmother to me. Now, why particularly I have this? She had a lot of them, but why do I have this? Because this was her so scarf, right? It's like a scarf, or I'm not sure how you call it. This was her her, like, she would wear it on special occasions, on holidays, so she would feel very beautiful in it. She was very happy every time she would wear it. So I took it because I know she always was happy. I asked my mom to bring it to me. So this was the first one. The second one is from actually my grandma. So it's It's like a huge towel. It's long. It's embroidery. I hope you see it. You see how beautiful it is? Amazing, huh? My grandma was so talented. So they used to do it before they to get married. They used to do like a dowry for themselves, and this was part of her dowry. So obviously, and it was hanging in on the wall. I remember in their house. So obviously, she was very happy. She was about to get married. So it has only the best memories. So this is the towel. Now, from my other grandmother, from my mother's side, I have this ring. Ideally, I should be wearing them, but I'm not wearing them. Not really my style. So this ring is it's not engagement ring. It's the ring that my grandfather bought my grandma when they were like 30 years married or something like that. Also, they were very strong couple. So obviously, it's like it's a power ring. It was very special ring for her, and she gave it to me. I feel very special. Especially we were not that close as my grandma. I feel very special because it was like one of her like really closest and special possessions. And another one I have is my mother's ring. You can say that it's her engagement ring. Um, this is so this ring my father convinced her to make when they were getting married. So you can say that it was her engagement ring, but it was not really because at that time there was no engagement rings. But basically, she always wore it too, and she was very happy. She wore it when they would go to some special events, to some, to to like weddings or something. So she would always wear it. She was very happy about it. So these are my powerful possessions from women in my life. I live in the United States for so long, so um, they help me to ground myself to the family. I mean, obviously, we don't have to be close to be grounded to the family, but I like, and sometimes I look through them. Ideally, I would need to wear jewelry, but I don't, honestly. And you can see I'm not very much into jewelry, but I do put them on sometimes, and I feel very good, very powerful, kind of. So I would encourage you, if you that like if you can ask your mom or your grandma to give you something that's special for them, if they can. I mean, obviously you're not going to to beg them. I mean, fortunately for me, all this well, the rings were given to me just because, and the scarf and the towel I asked when they passed away. So it was just something that was already so. But if you can ask them, ask if something that was so very like I remember a friend of mine, she asked her grandma for a tea kettle. So there was a special tea kettle that she would. So her grandma liked this tea ritual kind of. She would make tea, and then she would pour the tea, and she would just enjoy it, and she just liked the tea kettle. It was very special for her. I'm not sure where she got it from, but it was porcelain, and it had like these drawings on them. So it was very beautiful. I saw it a couple of times. So anyway, so she was always happy when she was drinking tea, no matter how hard the day was, no matter how hard the political situation is. When she's drinking tea, she was very happy. So her granddaughter, my friend, she asked her to whether she can have that teapot, as an inheritance kind of. And so she has it now, and she also drink not every day like her grandma did, but sometimes when she drinks, and she says, I feel just like her, like always so happy. So ask for something that was bringing them joy and happiness, and you can have it as well. Now make sure, if you are like kind of forced to have an item that was not so happy, but you kind of could not refuse it, make sure to clean this item. Put it on salt. I will tell about this later, but make sure to clean it, or have the help of somebody else. I mean, I never really clean the items except for myself, but I'm sure energy people would be able to do this for you, or clean it yourself as well. Now, make sure that those inherited items are not bringing you down. Yes, we carry with us the energy of our family, but we are next generation, so we need to make it better for our family, for our ancestors, and for our future, and not make it worse. So this is important, that whatever you inherit, it's powerful, and if it's not powerful, make it powerful for your sake, and for their sake, and for everybody else's sake, right? So this is with the inherited items. I hope you can I inspired you. especially for people that don't live with their families. It's kind of important to have some tangible items. Like even when I travel, when I'm moving, I also have embroideries that my mom makes, and I always carry them around, no matter where I'm traveling. They're always with me. Um, they connect me with my family. So this is that. So now what to do, right? Okay, let me write stuff. So first of all, I think it won't be a surprise. You need to get rid of everything that doesn't make you happy, even if it's a little bit. Like I will tell you, I had this dress. So I have dresses that are a little loose, where the ones that I do my exercises with, my energetic exercises. So I need to make sure energy moves good. So those dresses are loose a little bit. So I buy them specially. So I bought this dress, and it was brand new, and I was burning my candle. And if you know, my candles are open like that. So I was burning it, and a piece of fire just fell into the dress, and there was a little hole. So the dress is new, it's very cute, I like it, but it had that little hole. At first I thought it was cute, but after a while it started bothering me. So little by little it started bothering me, and it was every day it was bothering me more and more and more, until I realized I have to get rid of the dress. So you get rid of anything that doesn't make you happy, even if it's a valuable possession. Sell it, give it away to somebody. But if it doesn't make you happy, if it burdens you somehow, you need to get rid of it. Trust me, you would get rid of it, you will get something instead of it, something new, something maybe even better. I checked it with myself for many times. I remember I had jewelry, right? I had jewelry from men, and I didn't like a lot of them. I didn't like. So what I did, it was valuable, right? It had some kind of value. I mean, it was not like millions of dollars, but it still was maybe thousands of dollars. So I didn't know what to do with it, but I didn't like it. It was not my style at all. So at one point, I just decided, okay, it is what it is. Like I have to get rid of it. So I took all of it to the church, and I put it in the donation box over there. And like it was rather wrong. I could have done something with it. I could have sold it. I could have bought myself something. There were a lot of things to do, but I am glad that I get rid of it, even though in a little silly way. But I got rid of it. And what happened? I got like a present, a really good present, and then I got another one that was probably covering this loss kind of that I had, right? So get rid of anything that doesn't make you happy, even a little bit. Like it's crucial, because even you think, okay, so it doesn't irritate me, but it's not there. It's just there. Okay, that's fine. Just let it be. Okay, it's you think that it like what are we here? We're here to make sure that that items around us only inspire us, right? So the more you clear your space, the more you have free space for something new to come. Yes, it is a little hard concept to grasp, but trust me, how like I change places, so I don't live in one place. Every like few years I change a place, I move, and I left a lot of things behind, and I never regret it, because I always get new things, and I always have money for new things, or I get them somehow else. So but if you want something new in your life, get rid of the old one. Just start clearing the space. You need to, even if you, for example, stagnate at your work. I remember when I was stagnant at my work, somebody told me, I was not even in a Reiki practitioner at that time. So somebody told me, well, start clearing space like you're preparing to leave. And that's what I did. I put my files together. I did this, and I was transferred like within a little time. When I was let go, right, and in COVID, I actually prepared myself like 2 weeks before. But I told you I was going to quit, so but it just happened very fast. So what I want to say is, you want to changes in life, clear it up. You want a new love in your life, get rid of those loves that dragging you down. You want new clothes in your life, get rid of the ones that are hanging in your closet, and you don't wear it, and it just doesn't, like I will tell you my story. I was working in finance, so I have suits, and I have suits that I had suits, not anymore. I had suits that were new, and they were not cheap. I mean, I was buying really expensive suits, and so I didn't want to throw them away. I mean, the suits, they're nice, and some of them are brand new, so they were hanging here, and I mean, they were in in a cover, so it was not like damaged or nothing. They were hanging and hanging and hanging, because this was my thought process. If I won't be able to make my living good through this, through consultations and energy alignments, I can always go back to my finance career. That was my thought process, which was wrong. And because I had one foot is still in that, in my past, I could never fully commit myself to what I'm doing now. So at one point, I'm like, okay, I need to get rid of them. I know I need to get rid of them. I am not wearing them. I have nowhere to wear them. I don't know whether I will wear them. And if I will go back to that career, I mean, I can buy myself something new. It doesn't have to be super expensive like that. So I got rid of them. Once I get rid of them, the first month I made more money than I made in the 3 months before that. So once I fully commit myself to something, and I showed myself first of all, and showed the universe, and proved it with my actions, I really started seeing the results. So get rid of, like, if you want something to change, you need to get rid of what's holding you in the past. It might be something something uncomfortable, but remember, we don't grow in comfort, we grow in discomfort. So trust yourself and trust the universe that you will be able to afford new suits if you have to, or new clothes, or whatever else. You can sell it. Again, I don't say that you just need to throw everything away. You can just sell stuff, I mean, and earn some money from that. Okay, so another thing is, when you're selling something or when you're giving away something, you need to have you need to put intention, and you need to take your energy back. This is important, because first of all, you don't want your energy to be lingering in somebody else's place, and also you want to make sure that your energy is not harming nobody. So you basically say it like this: you just need to put intention. I take my energy back from all these items. The energy gets purified and comes back to me, like that. So you take your energy back from your possessions all the time, before you sell them, before you give them away, before you throw even them away. You see, these items, they were serving us, so they still brought something to us. So it would be good if we're just a little grateful, and we free the item, and we free ourselves from it. So it's like you closing this door, and you cutting all the ties. You should do it with people as well, but with things as well. So put this kind of intention on items. You take the energy back from all the items. If you think that these items are just physical, they don't have feelings. Yes, they don't have feelings, but they all carry energy. So, and you want your energy to belong to you, not to anything else. So you need to put the intention at all times, right? So whether you sell them, whether you give them away, whether you give it to your family, you still need to put the intention. One thing is, I would ask you not to, if you can, not to give away shoes. So shoes and footwear, I honestly don't try not to give away. So I wear it, and then I just threw them away. Why? You would ask me why? Because shoes, and the same with lingerie. I guess I don't even have to say that. Like personal items like this, shoes carry a lot of energy. They connect us to the earth, and they hold a lot of energy, much more than clothes. So I would rather you don't give the shoes to somebody. I would rather you don't. It's up to you. If you give it to like a family member or somebody, it could be even good, like exchange of energy. But if it's somebody positive, somebody good, and also if you are positive and good, if you are giving away shoes, put them on salt first. Again, we'll get to the salt. So the same goes to the jewelry. Before you sell or take the jewelry from somebody or give the jewelry to somebody, you need to clean it. You need to put on salt. So salt is neutralizes the energy very well. So what you can do with salt, you can put so you can have a little container. Like if you clean the jewelry, you can have a little container, and you just put the jewelry in the salt. Hold on. So you just bury it in the salt and leave it for 24 hours. Then you take it out, you throw the salt in the toilet, and you wash the ring very well, like for like 30 seconds in the water, and you don't reuse the salt. use it for. You can put like a few items in the same salt, but don't reuse it. Don't keep it for next time. Obviously, don't do nothing with that salt except for cleaning. With items, with the shoes, you can just sprinkle it with salt, or you can have like foil and put some salt on it and put the shoes on it. So salt is really good neutralizer of energy, of any kind of energy. So I would do, even if you're washing some items, like for example, somebody gifted you some items and you want to wash them first before wearing, throw some salt in the washer. Let it just wash a little bit. I mean, obviously not much, but a little bit would be good. And so like that. Now, jewelry, I would be very careful with jewelry. If somebody gives you jewelry, I would be very careful. Like, jewelry probably is the only thing that I would not accept from somebody that I don't know and with what kind of intent it's given. I would be very careful with buying used jewelry. I would be very careful even giving my jewelry to somebody, because stones carry energy very strongly and for a very, very long time. So even if the person before me was good, I'm not sure who was the person before that person. So it's like stones could carry energy for thousands of years, and you never know what was there. One good thing is, though, if somebody has a nice jewelry, probably at one point they were rich, so you probably will be rich as well. Now, why they're selling jewelry, that's another question. So I would really, really research what are those jewelry coming from, where they coming from, and what happened to their previous owners, kind of like that. But if somebody gives you jewelry and it's used, put it on salt and put it for like 3 days. So put it on salt the first day, throw the salt away, then wash the ring, then again put it on salt, different salt, and do it for like 3 days like this. Even my jewelry that I buy brand new, I still put it on salt like that. I don't put nothing that I don't from jewelry. I don't put on salt, because I don't know who was making them. I don't know where these diamonds came from. They're all natural diamonds, so they're not like synthetic ones. And the pearls that I'm wearing are all natural. I mean, these are stones, and I'm not sure how clean they are. So yeah, so be careful with jewelry. Don't accept jewelry from anybody just because you think that it's nice. And if you do accept, make sure you clean them. You wouldn't want to be, if you watch that Peaky Blinders, there was Tommy Shelby, he gave his wife huge sapphires and she got killed like right away because those sapphires were cursed or something. So that probably was like a little made up story, but still, there are a lot of jewelries that have some negative maybe energy. So anyways, be careful. That's what I want to say, and make sure that that jewelry carries something good and something positive towards it. All right. So if you get anything, you put some salt. You need to clear your space regularly. So anything that you don't use within before it was 2 years. So if you don't use something within 2 years, you need to get rid of it. You need to throw it away. If you, I would even shorten the time span. I would say anything that you didn't wear within half a year. I mean, unless it's seasonal. So obviously you wouldn't be using ice skates, right? In summer, this just doesn't make no sense. So these are seasonal items. But anything, like, we live in Florida. If I don't wear a dress for a year, chances are I'm not going to wear it no more. First of all, the fashion changes. Second, I probably got tired of it. So why not to give it to somebody who is going to use it, and clear my space for something new. So anything that you don't use within 2 years, for sure. If you didn't use the skates for 2 years and you were not pregnant or severely ill, get rid of them. You probably are just ready for a new adventure, new kind of hobby, new something. If you so like that. And plus, things they get damaged. It's just it's. I had that the camera. You remember when we used to take pictures like this? So I was cleaning the space and I found it, and it's just small, and it still has my pictures on it. So I was trying to do something with it, and I'm like, no, I have to get rid of it. It's just. I'm not going to do with it. I brought it from New York. It's been here for 3 years, and I didn't do nothing, and I'm not going to do nothing. stuff like that. Like a lot of things that I brought from from basically from New York. I get rid of it just before New Year, because I know if in 3 years here I didn't do nothing with them, chances are I'm not doing nothing with them. So like that. Um, you need to clean your space regularly. Ideally, this is what you need to do. Before the 29th lunar cycle, so on the 27th, 28th lunar day, you need to go through your apartment or through whatever place you live, your house, your room. I'm not sure, everybody has different kind of living conditions. And you go and you see, okay, am I keeping this or am I not? Is this should go or should not? So everything like this. I do it regularly. That's why my space is so clear, right? Maybe even too clear, but I could not. I need to allow the energy to move. I work here. I work with your energies. I work with my energies. So I need to make sure the energy is clean in the space and it moves good. And so you go through all these places, your kitchen, your bathroom, like I threw away scrubs. I bought them. I haven't used them, so I decided I will just give them away. They're brand new, so I gave them away to Salvation Army. So a lot of things like that. If something you're not using within a month, sugar scrub. I mean, if I didn't use it within a month, am I going to use it even? It has expiration date for everything in the fridge. I know some people they have stuff in the fridge that's been laying for like forever. I also make my clients at one point. I make sure that they do throw away the stuff. Medicine, I don't even have to say this stuff, you need to make sure that it's all up to date, and you need to get rid of it. Like if you're collecting something, if you're hoarding all this stuff, what is the issue? You're not trusting the universe that it will come to you. Like what is the problem? I mean, I understand that our ancestors used to do it because there was no much stuff, and they would collect and collect and collect through the years. But and I understand it's in our collective subconscious. But we are living in a different environment. We live in the age of Aquarius. This is very dynamic time, and we're very dynamic. We can't let these possessions hold us. You see, every possession is like a root, and you need to make sure that those roots are good and they don't hold you too much. So like these items that I showed you from my family, I can take them with me in a suitcase and move, and they don't hold me much. Now if let's say my grandfather would tell me, could you please take my favorite armchair and just keep it with you, I probably wouldn't take it, because yeah, it's his favorite, but I wouldn't want it to hold me down. I would need to have an apartment for it. And so no, nothing that holds you down. We need to be free. We need to fly. We need to kind of be open for different experiences. So 27, 28 lunar day, it's today and tomorrow. You need to make sure that you go through your apartment, through your closet, through everything, and everything that doesn't make you happy, get rid of it. And but get rid of it with the good feeling, like good feeling that you are clearing the space, not like, oh my God, I have to do it, but I don't. What if I need it? Like certain items, maybe that you spend money on that are expensive, and you're holding on to it. If you are not ready, if you feel like your heart is squeezing because you want to give it away, maybe don't give it away yet. But everything else, get rid of it. Honestly, I never regretted once when I get rid of stuff that didn't make me happy. No, not once. I never get rid of. I never were unhappy if I even get rid of something that I like to the point that, I don't know, I'm just so watery that I know that it will come, that something else will come, and I constantly want this something new in my life. So clean your space. And on the 29th, you should do energetic cleaning of the apartment. Again, I will put the link in the description to the Instagram post, and you can just go and read it step by step. Yeah, so I told you about this. Be careful with jewelry and stones. They do carry deep energy. So that's important, especially the stones. So make sure that the energy is good there behind it, and that you also put the good intent and the good energy on it. But we're going to talk about this when we're talking about stones. Also, if you inherit items and you're not sure what energy behind it, put it on salt. So put everything on salt. Honestly, nothing wrong with that. Just only be careful. Some items maybe you shouldn't be washing. So put it on salt carefully, let the salt be dry, and it's just like this outside. Though don't do it at home, because you need air, like clear air, um, to get rid of kind of energy. Yeah, so but be careful with that. Like I remember my grandparents, they had some items. I didn't know what was those items. I didn't know what was behind those items, what was the history behind those items. So I'm not sure if I would inherit them, what would I do with them? I have no clue. Like to the point. Okay, so I think that's it. So the main story of the main point of this dialogue is make sure that your surroundings empower you. I just saw my cup, my favorite cup. My sister bought it for me. I love it so much. Make sure that also your kitchen, like your kitchen makes you happy. Don't eat from a broken. Oh, that's another. My lovers of feng shui. Anything broken, anything chipped, anything that has cracks, unless you make that crack polish with gold, like Japanese do, and it's like a piece of art. Get rid of all that. Cutlery. So don't use any of plates that has chips or broken glasses that have cracks. All this has to go. Better have one plate and one cup and one set of silverware than to have a whole bunch of some cheap stuff that doesn't make you happy. It is very important. So kitchen also. So the main point of this dialogue is make sure that that everything that surrounds you empower you. Don't keep something because you feel like you owe something to keep it, or you have to keep it, or you feel like, well, everybody keeps it, I should keep it. No, like have your own mind and live with your own life as you want to live. Remember, energy cannot move when it's stagnant. You need to make sure that it's clear and it's pure. Now, if you don't feel comfortable in your place, if you fight all the time in your place, if there is a lot of arguments, that means that your energy is dirty. You need to clean the energy. If you have insects, if you have rotten, if you have like stuff like that, mold, that means that your energy is stagnant. You need to let the energy move. You need to clean the energy. So remember that the items that you inherit, they can either bring power or they can bring so they carry with them what they have inside of them. So make sure that those items are something that gives you power. If they don't, then you don't need to keep them. Don't feel like you owe it to your ancestors to keep something that make you as them. You wouldn't want to repeat the life of your grandma if your grandma spent 60 years crying over losing a husband, right? It's not even normal. I mean, I understand to grieve a little bit, to remember him sometimes, but spend the life, put your life on a shrine for a man. It's a little too much. Like it's a victim mentality, and it's wrong. You should have honestly just found another man, or at least give a chance to other men. So like that, it's just it's not normal. You know, we're in age of Aquarius. Our generations move faster like that. So and make sure when you give away items or when you take items, make sure that you put an intent of taking your energy back. And make sure if you're buying some used items, put some salt. So if you bought a furniture that is used, put a little salt on it, leave it for 24 hours, and then vacuum the salt, and nothing will happen with it. It's nothing wrong. Or if it's like a chair, no, not a chair, like a table, put some salt underneath it, and let it clear a little bit. And yeah, so yeah, I think that's it. All right, your questions. I think there are some questions, and I have another question to answer here. I hope my story with the bear inspired you to not cry at home. Honestly, I never cry and I never have difficult conversation at home. I always go outside. I know not everybody can do that, but I just need to keep my space super clean. But I hardly ever cry really. So, but if I have a difficult conversation I need to address, and I know that I can get a little angry, I would go outside, at least on the balcony, at least there. So never inside. Okay, so I will answer that question. Let me see, what did you write to me? You're so sweet. Some same with houses too. Some houses are just bad luck. Okay, so this is the thing: our possessions, our houses, our cars is a continuation of us. So if I have, I hope you see me good. I think you do. So if, for example, if I live in this apartment, it's continuation of my energy will match. When I didn't see this apartment before I took it, and I had a realtor here. When she came and she said, it's just so cute and clean, and it has this. It's just so, I feel so comfortable in here. So when I came, I didn't see the apartment. I believed her, so I took a lot of effort to get this apartment, unfortunately, and with my excellent credit and excellent income and everything, I mean, I almost waited a month. So when I came and she saw me, she's like, I think this apartment suits you very well because I also have the same energy from you. So everything that we're around is a continuation of us. So my car is a continuation of me. My apartment is a continuation of me. My possessions that I have a continuation of me. I would not be attached to the house that has bad energy. So if somebody lives in such place, that means that they have issues too. Now, but houses do carry energy, that's true, but you can clean it. Houses you can easily clean. I would worry more about jewelry than the houses. Houses are easily to clean, really, because they're outside, they're on the ground, they're constantly cleaning itself. As long as you will remove the person who makes it dirty, then it will be cleaned very fast. With salt you can clean it, but yeah, there are, I wouldn't say that they bring bad luck, but I would say that there are some contaminated houses that needs some time to be cleaned. Even if you ever if you ever had the if you ever work on a field, if you ever were in a village, you know that they don't plant the same crops in the same places. So they basically plant like, let's say, potatoes on one field, and then they don't plant anything there for like a year to let the earth recharge itself. So houses they can recharge itself. uh, Sea salt doesn't have to. It can be any salt. I use just regular kosher salt. Honestly, doesn't matter. But for us, we live here close to the ocean. That's actually amazing. If you have jewelry, you can just go and wash it in there, or you can wear it and swim with the jewelry on. It would be amazing too. Just remember, some jewelry are sensitive to sea water, so you wouldn't want to damage also your jewelry, right? So be careful with that. But sea salt and sea water is amazing, really cleans perfectly. If you ever feel sad or something, just go and swim, and it's perfect. But any salt really. I mean, if it's natural. So I'm not sure. Maybe there are some salts that are not, as long as it's natural. So yeah. The same with stones, by the way. If the stones have to be natural, synthetic stones don't carry energy. They don't have nothing in them. I mean, they will have a little energy once somebody would wear them, but they would not have this generational energy in them. Because they're not natural. What is the consequences of not taking back our energy from items we donate? It will drain you little by little. It won't drain you for too long, maybe for like half a year or a year, but you wouldn't want to do that. Plus, you don't want to intermingle with other people. You don't know who will wear those items. You also don't know what are those people. I mean, what kind of energy they carry. Unless you're giving it to your immediate family, and you know that they have a good intent, I would take energy back. I donate a lot to Salvation Army, and I'm not sure what, I think they sell it. So I'm not sure who's going to carry it, who's going to wear these items. So I do take my energy back. It's not that drastic. It's not like a man that you broke up. Men do take a lot of energy from us for some time, but still, I mean, why would you lose a little even of energy? So yeah, so take the energy back. You can kind of go back and take the energy from items that you already donated. So you can put like an intent. Remember, there is no past or future. You can work um, in present on your past. So you can go back to that situation where you were given the items, and you just basically like, but you need to place yourself in that situation and say, I take my energy back from these items. My energy gets purified and comes back to me. So like that. It's not as crucial, but it's, we're here to protect our energy. And but for the future, make sure that you do that. Like, even I took some DVDs to the library the other day to donate. I still took my energy from them because I don't know who's going to touch them and all this. So, all right. If you have any questions, ask. I have a question here to ask. So, last time on Thursday, we were talking about relationship with men, healthy goals. I hope you had a chance to analyze your relationships, your past relationships, maybe your present relationships, maybe your future kind of desired relationship. But I have a question here. So when I gave you this information, this is ideal relationship. I mean, obviously, we not everybody lives like that. It's somewhat hard, especially in our world. I mean, we even share a bedroom. Like, how can we not spend less than 25%, right? So you would tell me, but we can aim for it. So it's not like you must, but you need to aim for it, at least try, so to say. So the question was, are there real couples that live like this? Like some real couples. Now I will tell you, I met real couples that live like this. Maybe not on 100%, but 80% for sure. Usually these couples are very traditional. So like how it used to be before. Um, Husband and wife, they wake up. Husband goes to work. And the wife, she manages their household, whether she's doing herself or she has a help. Then she meets maybe with her friends. She kind of she talks to her family. She's like kind of concerned with herself, and then they get together for dinner. They spend a little time together, and then they go to sleep. So they never really spend 100% of the time with each other. A husband probably also have friends after work. He would go for drinks or something like that. And that's just how it is. It's a traditional roles where the roles are separated, where husband is more concerned with providing, and the wife is creating the hearth, right? So making the house cozy. Even if she doesn't have to do it herself, but she has different kind of task. Maybe she even doing something, meeting with friends, organizing charity events or something. So as long as they are not in each other's face. So yes, I know families like this. Most of those families are very traditional. Like in New York, I knew this Albanian couple. They were very much like that, very much. So like I remember one time I was talking to the husband because I needed something from him, and I was aggravated. So when he left, the woman was like, "Why do you talk to him like this?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Well, so this is his wife," and she said, you don't need to be angry with him. You can just tell him, he will do it. Like, look at me, she was always speaking so quiet. So I said, how you even live with him for so long? And she's like, well, because we're not like, we don't bother each other. I have my things that I do, he has his things. We have a beautiful family, we're very happy. And I understood that she was right. After that, I was observing them. Good thing we were living very close. And I was observing how they were living, and I saw how he doted on her because she was not in his face, he was not in her face. So she was basically either shopping with her girls' friends, or she was with her kids. Also, another thing, they were never too much with their kids. Their kids were always like preoccupied. So it was like ideal. Nobody was in each other's face, and they were a happy family. And that's exactly what we should aim for. Now you will tell me, you will ask. What the problem is right now, that we become too comfortable with each other. So, for example, it even happens to me, if not now, not anymore, but before. If I would have a hard day at work, I would come and then I would start, who should I bother? So I would start calling the guys, and I'm like, because I'm upset with myself. I had a hard day at work. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, and now I need to blame somebody. So instead of thinking, what can I do for myself at this moment, I'm looking who I'm going to blame right now. So I would write, or I would call the guys, and I'm like, um, I know I want him to provide for me, so I don't have to kill myself at work. But instead, I would say, you never call me, we don't go nowhere, this and this. So I'm just looking for a scapegoat. Like really, would I, if I respect somebody, would I do this? Would I even talk to a man like this? No. I mean, does he deserve this? No. He's looking for peace and comfort in me, and what I'm giving him, this, it's wrong. So what I want to say, that we become too comfortable. When we become too comfortable, we switch roles. Like I remember when I would have my when I wouldn't feel good, I would be like, "Oh, could you hold me like this? Let's just lay like this." I mean, these days, if I don't feel good, I don't want to see nobody. I'm already not feeling good. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen sometimes. I want to be with myself. I want my body to kind of recharge, to get my, I would either read or watch something, but I don't even want to see nobody. Before, I would demand the guy to hug me and hold me. So I need the mom at that moment. Why would I make a man do my mom? This just doesn't make. So this all comes from us becoming too comfortable in the, and this is just it's wrong. So do I know couples like this? Yes, I do. Most of them are traditional. I know a couple Jewish couples like this. I know a few Arabic couples like this. I actually was we were just in Turkey, so I saw couples there. I even was talking to the guy who married them, and we were talking as friends, nothing like that. But he was also um, so basically this the same thing. So he's preoccupied. He has his occupation that he really loves. His wife is doing her things over there. Like, she has a little business on the side that she does for pleasure. She doesn't do it for money, and they like they don't see themselves each other that often because he's traveling a lot. They don't see each other very often. So he's very happy. They have two children. She has help that helps her with children, so she's not like 24/7 with kids. She has time for herself, and they're very very harmonious couple. So basically like this, and he obviously provides for them. And in all these couples, men provide. Women don't have to say, hey, you need to provide, because a man knows what his responsibility is. So there are couples like this, and most of them are in traditional roles. If a woman is too masculine and she's like, I'm going to do this, don't worry, then it's not a traditional role. Like then a man will be like, well, I'm not needed here. Or if I'm, maybe I will take a different position. Maybe I'll become more feminine. So like that. So there are couples like this, and they just mostly traditional. Even I would take an example of my parents. They were never in each other's face. I mean, they were both energy affairs, so I guess they valued their freedom. I assume they were never in others' face either. So they were focused more on what makes kind of them happy, and that's why they were happy with everybody and with other and with themselves, because they were never sacrificing and getting too comfortable with each other. Kind of, I guess. I mean, obviously, my parents, they have their own life, but what I want to say, that's what it is. And yeah, and there are there are couples that are living like that, as long as you don't become too comfortable and too in each other's face. And yeah, okay. I think that's it. My questions are finished. If yours also, then we're going to finish. I don't know how to name this dialogue. What about inherited power? Because, or things and their energy, or our possessions and energy. Give me some ideas. Can you see what I said? Everything. Oh, by the way, today is Orthodox Christmas, so anybody who celebrates, happy Christmas. I love living in the United States. I'm celebrating everything. I'm celebrating Catholic Christmas, Orthodox Christmas. I celebrate Hanukkah. I celebrate Eid. I love it. I love to be this diverse. things in their energy. Okay, then I will keep it. Okay, I said this, I said this. Because I like so much history, I used to tell you this one story. I used to live in Clearwater. And if you have been to Clearwater, it's like very white. Well, I don't know now. I mean, I haven't lived there in a long time, but before it was very white, and with rather wealthy people live there. So I used to love to go to thrift stores there, and I don't buy used stuff because again of the energy. But even then, I could never buy. But I would love to see this. Just there were such beautiful, beautiful things, and even on my Instagram, I follow a couple creators that are basically reselling antique, antique jewelry and items, beautiful items, and I enjoy them. I mean, I look at them and but I don't know. Sometimes I even think I should buy this because there are old cut diamonds. They look so beautiful, and I would love to kind of to buy them and to do something with them, to maybe make myself a piece of jewelry. But I'm just so so scared kind of that. But I loved to hear all the stories. I think that it was that book that made it for me. Was all the stories, like there was almost every single family that was in Imperial Russia, and almost everyone had some kind of story, some kind of jewelry that they would carry on, and that would bring them cursing. Um, so it was interesting. But be careful what you inherit. It's kind of important. Okay, so next Thursday we're going to talk about roles of women. It's a repeated dialogue again. If you want, you can come. Um, and uh, and then on Sunday we're going to talk about what is your calling. So about your purpose in life. We're going to actually look for a purpose together. And I will tell you my journey, how I came from for my purpose. I mean, obviously, nobody who is born and then okay, I'm going to work with energy. I'm going to work. I'm going to I'm going to do consultation, teach women how to be feminine. Obviously, nobody does, but I came to this, and I kind of knew in childhood how I'm going, if something like that I would do. So, but obviously, I will tell you this, and so it will be next Sunday. Yeah, I would be scared to buy old jewelry too. I didn't need more problem in life. Yeah, I know. Well, who knows? You might not get problems. You might get like really, really fortunate, really lucky. You never know. There is this story that somebody bought here in United States. Somebody bought like just it was like a painting. It was nothing. The painting was nothing special. And I think the person who bought saw something. There was something inside the painting. So when he opened the painting, there was an original Proclamation of Independence. That paper. There were a few of them. So basically, there were I think like 100 of them. They were sent to all the generals and like to all the important figures. So one of them was in that painting, and he sold it. So who knows? Maybe that painting carried like a good fortune with it, and it was sold. So remember, in these thrift stores, often, like for example, if a person is elderly and they passed away, the kids often just take everything and donate everything to them to this thrift stores, and then the thrift store is selling. Nobody knows what kind of energy they carry. Nobody kind of knows. That's why it's important to speak to our parents and grandparents and be on good terms with them to find out what what carries the value and what is not. To know kind of what you can inherit, what can you take with you, like that. So who knows? Maybe you'll buy jewelry and it would be something very um, very lucky, so to say. That would be amazing. Um, that would be that would be really interesting. So yeah, so you never know, but if you buy the jewelry, I still would put them on salt. It's better neutralize it at least somewhat. Yeah, maybe you wouldn't become a billionaire if the fortune tells you to become a billionaire, but it also might protect you from some misfortunes that might come. So I would put on salt. I would put on salt first of all. And And that's it. All right. Thank you very much who were here. Thank you for your questions. Really, really, really love them. And enjoy your Sunday. Don't forget to clean your apartment. Through everything that doesn't suit you, everything that makes you, that irritates you a little bit, furniture, um, uh, plates, everything in the kitchen, everything in the fridge that you haven't ate in 2-3 months. I mean, throw it out. There's nothing good in that already. Through everything, your shoes, if they're a little like torn here and there, throw them out. Your clothes, obviously. I don't even have to say that. Your lingerie, also, I don't have to say that. I mean, that one is very close to your body. So make sure you change that frequently. You don't wear nothing with little tears, with any stains. You don't. I mean, you're a special person. You wouldn't allow yourself to be that. If you allow yourself to wear something with like torn clothes, I mean, that's your masculinity allows you. You will have men that will be treating you like that. So only the best of the best. Even at my home, even when nobody sees me, I wear very nice clothes. I mean, I don't have nothing that's like I have so nice clothes that I can just get up and go to a lunch somewhere, and not just somewhere casual, but somewhere nice. So I make sure that I wear nice. I make sure that my hair is always combed. I make sure that my face is always washed and I like put together. I don't wear makeup all the time, but I make sure that basically, long story short, also your books, anything that you write down, make sure that you enjoy them. Make sure that you have nice pens. Like like gel pens. I don't even use the other ones. I just threw them all away. I like everything. Your bed. Make sure that you love your bed sheet. So for sure, your pillow. You have to love it. If you don't, it just every night you will lay and you like this pillow is just not comfortable. It's just will be taking a little bit of your energy all the time. So all of that, everything that doesn't suit has to go. Okay. All right. So thank you very much again. And I'll talk to you on Thursday at 7. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye, everyone.